Welcome, everybody, to the latest episode of Scream Creeps, where this week we're actually going to talk about the movie Scream. Actually, I should preface that on the 2022 edition of Scream.
Pretty much Scream 5.
Yeah. So basically, they relaunched the series, essentially. It was directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett, and was written by James Vanderbilt and Guy Busick. It was billed, like I said a minute ago, it was billed as a relaunch of the film series, but it was a direct sequel to Scream 4, basically. And it was the first film that wasn't directed by Wes Craven, obviously, because I think he passed away prior to the filming, as he passed away, I think, in 2015. So, and at the end of the movie, they dedicated the movie to him. So, the film stars Melissa Barrera, Kyle Gallner, Mason Gooding, Mikey Madison, Dylan Minette, Jenna Ortega, Jack Quaid, Jasmine Savoy Brown, and Sonia Amar. And also Heather Matarazzo, Roger L. Jackson, Marley Shelton, Skeet Ulrich in a cameo role, essentially Courtney Cox, David Arquette, and Nev Campbell. The last few that basically reprise their roles from the previous installments. This one actually took place 25 years after the original ones. I don't know if it ever pointed that out in the movie, though.
No, I don't think so.
But
well, it didn't say that specifically, but you can kind of think that because they made references back to the beginning and all that kind of stuff. So
because I think they pretty much referenced that it's been a while anyway.
Right.
Yep. So and basically, for all intents and purposes, it was just like the original. It started out just like the original one. I don't think, I'm trying to harken back on the rest of them. I know the first one started out with,
okay, so
Drew Barrymore answering the phone.
Yeah,
but I don't know if the rest of them actually had the same thing. I'm trying to remember if they did.
I can't remember for sure, but I know that they had. Okay, so at least in the fourth one, they did a thing where they did a bunch of fake outs, where they would do they would have two random people there, then one person would get stabbed, then it would be like stab 5 or like whatever, and then it would go into stab 6, and they did that a few times until they went to the actual people that was at the beginning. But I think it was like I gotta rewatch 2 and 3 to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that most of them had at least a phone scene at the beginning. But because I know one was with Cotton at the beginning, that they called Cotton up, and that might have been either 3 or 4. I can't remember which one.
I remember calling, but I don't think it was a girl like this one was, where Tara was called at the beginning.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I know that at least in the first and the third or fourth one, I can't remember which one that they killed Cotton off on. It was either the third one or the fourth one. But those were the 2 main ones that I remember that they called in.
Well, I just want to say,
but still,
we're in 2022. A landline, really?
Yeah, I know. Nobody uses land.
I mean, I get it because the ringing and stuff, kind of got to you and all that kind of thing. But
our parents have a landline, but they never answer it anymore. So it's like, why do you even have a landline at all anyway?
I think it's for the businesses to call instead of hitting their cell phone, so they don't get bombarded on their cell.
Yeah, that could be.
And that could be why in the movie they had one, because Tara had a cell phone.
Well, she did. She did, and they had everything else was up to date with messing with the security system and the locks and the whole getting it, obviously go, whatever they do, like cloning her
nice.
phone and all that. But
I think that would have been nice. They kind of alluded to it at the beginning with the technology. It would have been nice if they did more. They involved more of the technology.
Oh yeah, like if they were doing it throughout the whole thing, yeah. Like that's mostly why.
You know how they talked about he cloned the phone.
Yeah.
They didn't really kind of go into more detail in that in any of the future killings that happened. They were just.
That's the main thing that I was intrigued about, but then they never really did. I was like, because that's why initially at the same time, I was thinking at the beginning at least that that the sister would have been involved, right? Like I was like, oh, that would be cool little twist if the sister was like the reason why it was happening.
Well, I just wanted to say, the very first beginning of the movie, I mean, we're already starting with the tropes.
I think they did that on purpose, though.
First of all, not only the landline, but a girl that young actually answered the phone. Shocking. Second of all, you're just going to sit there and talk to some stranger on the phone just because he happened to call you? That's weird. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
when you've just hung up the phone and been like, I don't know who you are, click.
Yeah. I mean, like, usually everybody would be like that. But I mean, obviously, it seemed like she was like, oh, well, I'm bored. I might as well deal with this. But, like, that's the problem with the Scream franchise as a whole, is because it's supposed to make fun of, like, tropes that are in other movies, but then it was like kind of ham-fisted a little bit in this one. I mean, I liked how everything went out in the end. Like I thought it was a good, especially knowing that it was nobody that I think nobody that did the original 4 was attached to it, right? I don't think, at least, other than Nev Campbell and Courtney Cox and all them. But like that's the main thing for me, is like I just took the tropes aside and just watched it as the movie, because that's what I did with all the other movies. I was just like, oh, I see what they're doing.
It was a good movie. I mean, overall,
yeah.
I mean,
no, like I was just not nitpicking really as much as like I usually do. But
I'm nitpicking because we're doing a podcast.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, like, my opinion on it. That's all I was saying.
Well, from my standpoint, the original one, and I doubt that if anybody's listening that hasn't seen the original Scream, I'm sorry, I'm going to talk about it, but, Billy Loomis and Stu at the original, I did not pinpoint them originally watching the original one. However, in this one, I pinpointed both of the.
Yeah, but I think that's because after you've seen the original one and kind of saw how it went,
well,
I think that makes it easier to kind of figure it out.
Or Jack Quaid's character kind of called it out. At one point, he talked about the sheriff midway through the movie, and there's no way he would have known who she was.
True.
Because he wasn't from there. So the fact that he knew who she was meant he knew more than he was saying he knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people can research and find out stuff, though.
And you don't know if she even told him
on the fly.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's how I figured that one out. And then Amber was just.
I just thought it was too easy, from the right? That's especially knowing in the first one, they kind of like try to play with it where you didn't exactly know who it was, like it was flip-flopping between it, and then turned out that it was actually him. Like right as soon they get you with the gut punch, where you're just like, oh, okay, it might not be him, but it could be him, and then whenever it does actually happen, then you're like, oh shit, I should have known. But this one,
there's Jeremy's Jeremy's use of technology though, because he met the girl on one of those pages of people that like murder and stuff.
Yeah, but that's
so there's your.
But that's
I was more referring to.
I know
how he got involved with the killings. I think the only one besides the original one, the first when he stabbed Tara, or when they stabbed Tara at the beginning when they were messing with the security system, and they supposedly cloned Amber's phone, but you find out that they didn't really clone her phone; it was her phone.
Right.
But the only other one was Wes, when the Find Me thing they used, where he gave access to where
he was trying to find the girlfriend or whatever.
That was the only other time that they actually did stuff with technology in this day and age that you can actually mess with people. And I know they're probably going to make another one.
I did catch myself in the beginning, though, because we watched it twice. The first time, remember at the beginning scene when he's giving the girl quiz questions? Right, and he's asking, who played the original girl that answered the phone? And I'm yelling, Drew Barrymore. And you're like, no, that was in the actual, they're talking about Stab. But I was like, oh, but in the original screen. It was hard to not picture the real people in the actual.
Well, that's the main thing for me, too. I was like, in this movie, I was just that's mostly why I also thought, and for until they were ham-fisting that there was a boyfriend, I thought that was too easy to go to. But just especially knowing that David Arquette was like, oh yeah, it's probably the boyfriend, and I was like, but it was mostly how Tara survived, right? So I was like, oh, wonder what if they're gonna pull what they did in the fourth one, where the chick was just trying to get notoriety from surviving it, so she was trying to kill off Nev Campbell and all them first. That way.
Oh, I think that was the one that I had a difficulty pinpointing. I had pinpointed the boyfriend too.
But I knew that it was the girl, though.
I hadn't pinpointed as much because I was wondering about the sister, kind of.
Yeah,
myself.
That's the main thing.
The fact that she didn't die at the beginning.
Yeah, and then on top of it, a lot of shit coincided, like how they were using the GPS to get to the house, and then turned out that I think it was Billy Loomis's house, right?
No, Stu Mockers.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Amber's family lived in it.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was. I couldn't remember which one it was, but yeah, they were talking about that. That's the same house and this and that. And you look at it and you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh shit!
I do wish that they could have found a way. I mean, I think it was cool how they used Skeet Ulrich, in the movie or whatever, as a
it would have been
cameo,
cool
like talking to his daughter or whatever.
Would have been in it too.
But I wish they would have found a way to put him in there, but I guess they couldn't figure that out. So.
Well, he wasn't, like I was telling you when we were watching it. He wasn't related to anyone.
I know. I mean, I guess the thing was the house.
That's the way they tied back to him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah. But.
So the only way they could have done it was maybe a haunting.
And it was showing.
Well, I'm just saying because I thought both of them were really good in the first, the original movie. So that's why I was like, oh, that's kind of sad.
That's what made Matthew Lillard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was that movie.
Yeah. But that was the main thing too, especially knowing that they were saying
or Shaggy. I'm sorry.
What was it? How they were saying that the main reason why she was seeing him, pretty much the cameo thing, was knowing that the sister that goes to check on her other, I forgot her name, but it's pretty much her and her boyfriend go to check in on her sister after she gets stabbed. And then
it was Sam.
Her name was Sam. Okay, I couldn't remember her name.
Yeah, but the reason why she was seeing him is because she found out that he's her real dad, though.
But that's what I was saying. And supposedly, and she was worried that she was going to do the same thing. Yeah. So they were kind of blending that together. That's why I also thought that it could have been the sister, being like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to blame it on you because you're fucking crazy, just like your dad." That type of shit.
I do have to say that the one, what is it, Wes's sister, though? You had to rule her out pretty early on, though. She basically played Jamie Kennedy's character in the original movie.
Oh, yeah, I loved her.
And I was like, he wasn't part of it, so she's not part of it.
I was hoping that I was like, she better not be involved. The way that, because I loved her character, and I can't wait for the next one. But I mean, also at the same time, she's got the same reason why I like Jamie Kennedy and freaking the Scream movies, too. But that's the main thing.
One of the best scenes in the movie, I felt, was when, and I can't remember his name, but he's from 13 Reasons Why. Dylan Minette's character, the way they did that murder scene.
Yeah, that whole scene was
awesome.
Yeah, the blonde one.
They were messing with you because the whole time in the house, it's like they were trying to do where trying to get you to jump, and there was never anything
dude,
there.
I was talking to
But you
people
just
at
thought there
work
was gonna
about
be?
that scene. I was like, dude, that was one of the best scenes that they ended up having in the movie. Just like that, you knew it was coming. You just didn't know when they were gonna tease it. You know, like that's why I was
and then
like,
when
that's
they
why it
finally
was so
killed him,
good.
when they stabbed through the neck, it was just like, ugh, like that,
Yeah.
just like, ew.
And that's what I loved about the whole damn thing is that you're like, oh shit, they're coming after him. They're shit. Oh, it was so good. I loved it.
Well, and the
It
crazy part
reminded
to
me
me, and
of.
right after,
Oh, sorry.
right, no, that's right. Right after that was when his mom died.
Yeah, like immediately.
Like right after.
Yeah, like he died. Boom, she died like 2 minutes
But
later.
like nobody reported it. She got stabbed right in front
on
of
her front porch.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. You didn't see cops show up at all. She's the sheriff. And she gets stabbed in her front yard.
And then you ain't like, fuck this. We're out of here. Or something.
Well,
you know?
nobody hears anything or sees anything in the middle of the day. Like,
that's why.
Okay. It's a little strange. I mean, and then they did show where they all came and stuff, but yeah.
But okay, so that's why I have to mention, like, that was by far the best scene in the movie. It was like them slowly showing like him taking a shower and just cutting to and then like him going to the fridge, and then you just see thinking that it's gonna any minutes are gonna happen, any minutes are gonna happen, and they were really teasing the fuck out of you, trying to be like, oh, it's gonna happen now. No, it's not. So I love that scene, but like, what's it called? The main thing that I'm like I had to shit on so bad was like fucking David Arquette. Like, I understand them getting rid of Dewey, right? I understand.
No, this is so sad though.
I
Dewey died.
But that's what I'm saying. I understand why they picked Dewey, because you could only and like a lot of people expected him to die into the second movie or like whatever,
Right.
and then he lasted the whole time. I understand, especially the way that they had him in this movie, where it was like him can't like he just had to retire as though he wasn't really doing much, and then he didn't want, and then they broke up because like they were in different towns and he didn't want to keep her from being able to do what she wanted to do, but he couldn't work out there. So like it makes sense with the whole thing. So he was just kind of like biding time essentially. So like it kind of made sense on a tonal note for like the whole movie. It made sense why it happened. Main thing that I'm shitting on, you're trying to tell me that fucking chick that weighs 100 pounds is gonna stab this bitch in the back and in the stomach and lift this bitch up off of it, like, and lift him up all the way up and fucking kill him that way. Sorry, not gonna happen. A chick that's 100 pounds is not gonna lift a dude that's probably like at least 200 pounds. At least. There ain't no way. Especially the height's off. You see her in the movie, she's way shorter than that. Like way shorter than that. Main nitpick that I ever thought out of the movie was that one. Was that okay, yeah, I believe that fucking shit. Like this.
Well, both of them were small.
Well,
even the guy was
yeah, he wasn't
like,
very big.
It makes sense if they were trying to throw off the trail by having somebody else do it, and I figured that they were going to have her be the main one. But then I'm just sitting there and I'm like, "Fuck! You're trying to tell me she was the one who killed him? Really?"
What is her name that we keep saying she?
Oh,
She's
I don't remember
the main killer. What's her name? She played Amber.
Yeah.
I want to say one of my parts.
Madison.
I would say one of my favorite kills of the movie was when she died. When she get oil on her or something, and then she
oil. It was alcohol.
Alcohol.
They hit her with vodka.
That's right, vodka, and then she turned on and fell on that stove and went to flames.
Well, she didn't even die then. Remember they shot
Yes.
her? I was like, what the fuck? I mean, yeah. It's, of course, with all these movies, you can't die right away.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Especially they got to do the double
what's
tap
her face went
every time.
Went ape shit on the dude and just stabbed him like 800 times and then shot him 4 or 5 times. I mean, he wasn't getting.
Well, what isn't it? Wasn't it Courtney Cox or Nev Campbell? One of their characters was saying you have to shoot him in the head. You have to shoot the person in the head.
Yeah,
I can't remember
to make sure they're dead. Somebody's.
That's one of those where they say you have to shoot him.
I think it was Jamie Kennedy or whatever, but like I think in the first one she just did it. Like straight out yeah, I think Jamie Kennedy was sitting there and he was like, "Oh well, they always come back or whatever," and she just like stares at him, waits for him to lunge, and then he lunges, and then she shoots him in the face. So, like, I think she instinctively was like, I'm going to wait until he gets up. Like, that's one thing I've always loved about Nev Campbell's character in the movies, and I think a lot of people do too. It sounds like that they ain't having her or Courtney Cox in the next movie, but I mean, like, whatever. I don't think she needs to be in every single one of them, though. Like, if you're trying to start like a new thing, especially with this chick, Sam or whatever, like if you do the whole trilogy about her, then that would be totally fine too. Like, even if you wanted to keep showing that the chick was alive, like Nev Campbell's character, right? Like, do it through text or something. She's texting her or something like that, like during the movie. That way, you still show that she hasn't died yet. But like,
So with that being said, I was looking up the sequel. So Courtney Cox will be involved in the second one, in the next one.
oh, okay,
Nev Campbell will not be.
yeah,
So she said the offer was not, did not equate to the value she brings to the franchise, so she did
Yeah.
not return.
yeah,
But it looks like
Okay, no offense. I love Nev Campbell, but I don't think, especially new generation of children, are not watching the movie because she's in it.
yeah, I think that's the
So-
point. But at the same time, she is the franchise.
Well, I mean, she's
Yeah.
Sydney Prescott, so she's the whole.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, also at the same
I
time,
get
it
it, but-
depends on how much she was asking too. If she
Yeah,
was
I mean-
asking
Well, yeah.
like more money than everybody that's on the in the movie, of course that's not going to happen.
So Melissa Barrera, Jasmine Savoy Brown, Mason Gooding, and Jenna Ortega are coming back for the next one.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, I
So it's
figured the main
basically
people would have
the
came back.
the brother and the twins,
Mm.
and then
The brother
the
and sister.
sisters.
Oh, okay.
So
I did also have to mention, because Josh always laughs at me because I always give the little girl thing about some kind of fashion or something and everything. So I have to mention that I had to laugh because at the beginning, the first girl was talking to the guy on the phone, and she was talking about the original Stab movie, and she's like, "Oh yeah, with the 90s cheesy hair and all that kind of stuff." And then, no offense, but the guy from 13 Reasons Why,
Yeah,
his what the hell with his hair?
Frosted tips.
That wasn't even frosted tips. It was like
it
the
was
whole
like
bowl of
full-on
his hair
blonde,
was.
yeah. It was
It was
full-on blonde.
horrible.
He looked
Sorry, I was like,
ridiculous in the movie, but I love his I loved 13 Reasons Why. I mean, all except for like probably the final season. But I mean, like, I like the dude. I've seen him in like several
Yeah.
other like movies.
I
or
just had to
shows
mention
other than
because
that.
it made me laugh how she was mentioning the
Yeah,
hair, and
he
I'm
was
like,
good.
even the frosted
He
tips
was
were better
good.
than whatever he had going on. So
He was good in 13.
yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the first and second
and then,
seasons. I would say that those are my favorite with him on it. But yeah.
To continue on that, Hayden Panettiere will reprise her role of Kirby Reed from the fourth film.
What?
And then lastly, Dermot
Nice.
Mulroney,
I'm not a huge
who
fan
I'm
of Hayden.
always confused with Dylan McDermott. I think
Yeah.
they're both decent. But he will be in the movie.
Ooh,
Which
that's
one? Now you got me
intriguing,
messed
man.
up. Which one?
The new Scream coming up.
But which?
Dermot Mulroney.
Okay.
So he was the one. He's not the one that's in Law and Order, Organized Crime. That's
Oh,
Dylan
see,
McDermott.
I was messing him up too because that's what I thought you were talking about. Oh gosh.
I'm
mean-
telling you, I don't know why they don't look anything alike. I think it's their names that screw me up. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that gets you to
The
work, but it
Hayden
looks like
Panettiere one's gonna be pretty cool. Like
but it
that's
looks
neat.
like the sixth film will be released on March 31st of next year. So
Yeah, I'm intrigued with some of the movies that are coming out in October. This October, there's like Halloween Ends, then there's Terrifier 2, and
well, I've heard weird stuff
and
about.
something else is all coming around the same time.
Well, Hocus Pocus 2 comes out at the end
Oh
of the
yeah,
month.
Hocus Pocus 2 is coming out too. I'm like, I'm gonna make a movie night off of that. I'm gonna watch the first and then the second one like right in a row, like back to back. I have to.
Well, those are comedies, but I almost feel like
Yeah, but they're
that we
Halloween
should
movies.
Talk about them on here.
Maybe we should do that. Watch 1 and 2, and then talk about them and stuff like
I
that.
don't know what you think about that, Josh, but
I'm totally fine with that. I mean, the first one is kind of like a kids horror thing. So I mean, like It would make sense. I mean, like they're kind of like supposed to be kid
Maybe we can
scary.
get the boy. I don't know how we would facilitate that, having like the boys on it,
I mean,
but maybe,
yeah, figure something out.
yeah.
Well, what's the new one rated?
They're both PG.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
okay.
both
I don't
PG
know.
movies. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just intrigued with what they're gonna do. I know that all three of them signed on. I don't think anybody else other than them are on it. So I'm assuming that it's like a new generation of Hocus Pocus things. I saw part of a trailer where it looked like random kids grabbed the book and then read it out, and then they're like, "Oh shit." So I'm thinking that I don't think it's gonna be the same dude playing a cat, or like I don't think a cat's gonna be in it. I don't think any of that shit. But you never know.
Right.
All I know is that I'm intrigued and I want to see it. I'm surprised that they didn't do one beforehand. They waited like 20 years to do a sequel, which is weird.
I know, and other things they do right away, and you're like, why?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? There's like 80 different Insidious movies. There's like 7 or 8 Paranormal Activity movies. There's like even a Ouija 2. It's like all these damn movies, but then they don't make stuff like Hocus Pocus 2 for like 20 years. It's like, what? Or like
Well,
Incredible
maybe
2.
it took them
Like,
that long to get them to sign on or something. I mean, you never know.
oh, jeez, man. I swear, man.
You know, because maybe they didn't want to do it if the 3 originals weren't in it or something, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, that's
be.
true. If the money wasn't right, or if they didn't ask him, or if the script wasn't right, they might
Timing
not
or
stuff.
whatever.
Yeah, it just depends. I guess like a bunch of different factors on like if it would work or not. But yes,
Yeah. But I mean, do we have anything else that we? I mean, again, this was another. I don't think this movie was anything we can say on the creepometer for this one.
I wouldn't say creepy, but there were times that even though I had watched it twice, I mean, I still sometimes made me jump a little bit, even though I knew something was going to happen because I'd already seen the movie. And I think overall it was a good movie and definitely a good watch.
yeah, like
So-
we haven't really watched anything. I would say creepy on the channel, so maybe we should
Yeah, not
just
in a
start
while.
saying the creepometer as an overall goodness of the movie, rather than if it's creepy or not. Like, and just going forward, maybe I don't know. I haven't decided. I was just thinking
Well,
that
we
way.
can
Otherwise,
just say what we. I mean, I don't think this one was that scary either.
Yeah.
I mean, there
No.
were a couple of spots, but I'm more intrigued with the black phone that we're going to be watching for the next one.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it might be a little more
Oh, I've
creepy.
already
I feel
heard
like
that
the
it's
Scream
really
movie is
good,
more
too.
like the more classic slasher kind of films.
I even
Yeah, I
heard
don't
that
know.
Which are
Orphan
not
First
really
Kill
creepy.
is good too. That was another one. The prequel movie for Orphan. I heard that was good too, but like definitely I've heard really good things about Black Phone so far.
Is that girl going to be in that one?
Yeah, she's
I
in
think the girl is playing in the part. Yeah,
Because she was really good in Orphan. She
Yeah.
was creepy.
You've seen that?
Orphan, yeah.
I mean it's a good. I mean, let me say.
When did you watch it?
I don't know, but I've seen it because she was creepy.
That's interesting.
Well, I mean,
I
we'll
don't
probably
remember watching that
eventually
one.
talk about Orphan on the channel
Yeah.
at one point. Anyway.
She was creepy like that kid that was in
I get
What
you're
was that
saying.
movie?
We'll just have to
What was the
intermingle
movie with
some
the
of these
creepy
other
kid?
ones in there because we
Which
got to
the
get
creepy
there.
guy?
There's a lot of creepy kids.
Well,
There's
Yeah.
like
no, that the Red Rum, that guy.
Shining.
Shining.
I mean, that kid should have kept acting in horror movies. He was creepy as shit.
I think that's the one we did.
I know, and he quit acting after that. I'm like,
Well,
what the
I mean,
hell?
you
He's
never
creepy as
know. It
shit.
could have been a combination of his mom and dad, or like he just didn't want to, or something. I don't know.
I know, but I was like, dang, he was
Yeah,
creepy.
so I think our plan is the next one we'll be doing the
Black
Black
Phone.
Phone.
Oh, and that's gonna be so good. I have a good feeling about that movie.
I don't want to get too pumped up though, because I do that and then I end up disappointed and stuff. I get too.
I agree too. That's why I've
You
been
know.
staying away from trailers lately. I don't know why. It's like most of them, I'll like watch the first teaser trailer, and I'm like, okay, I get a good vibe off of this, and then I wait to watch the movie, and then I go from there.
And
Yeah.
after that, we're probably gonna do the latest Halloween because I think it'll be around that time.
So that'll be like the Halloween one. Woo!
Yep. I think we did the same thing last year. I think Halloween Kills we did right around October. We might have done it a little bit after that. I don't remember.
Well, we should do Hocus Pocus because that's a big deal. A lot of people are very excited about that movie coming out on
But we
September
can do that
30th.
either before Halloween ends or after.
Well, it comes out on September 30th, is all I'm saying.
Well,
People are having parties and the whole thing.
Oh, really? They are? Oh, well.
Oh, yeah, if you look on like social media and stuff, people are like having parties to watch it. They're very excited.
We'll figure something out. Yeah.
So, So.
We'll figure something.
But yeah, it's a good movie. Everybody go watch it.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
I would say it was worth the watch.
Especially, I think it was on Paramount Plus. I think that you could watch it on.
Yeah, but it leaves Paramount at the end of the month, so you got to hurry up.
Oh, so everybody watch it now while you can.
Yeah, it ends September 30th. I think is when it actually leaves.
And you never know; it might go to Netflix or something else after that, or something.
Which is odd because it's a Paramount movie. You would think,
you would think that they would keep it on there. Yeah.
But anyway,
I mean, especially because it made money. It's not like it was a flop or something.
Yeah, well,
exactly.
I mean, just like these streaming services, they may have a deal with Netflix to move it over there. Who knows?
Hulu or whatever.
Hulu or something, or Amazon. You don't know.
Right.
They're gonna make money where they can.
Yep.
So
capitalize.
Black Phone, baby.
Make more on a different place than Paramount Plus, then they'll move it. But
what's his name? Is a Black Phone, right?
Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
See, it's going to be creepy because I feel like the last couple I've watched with him in it, it's creepy.
Dude, just the mask alone looks creepy. That's why I like it.
It does look creepy.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Some horror movies, it just gives me a vibe. Like, what's it called? There's another movie that I'm going to watch soon called X. It's like an old school slasher movie.
It's like the old porn.
Yeah, it's like an old
porn.
It's an old style.
It's what?
It's an old style slasher flick where they take inspiration.
It's a horror movie, but the premise is they're going out to a desert or something and they're filming a porn.
Oh,
yeah, they go.
But they're like out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But it's like the 70s.
And
Kid
Cudi is in it, and Amy Smart and stuff. And oh man, I saw a kill count on it where they were talking about the movie, and I was like, damn, that looks fucking awesome. And they're just releasing an extra side movie on top of that called Pearl, I think. They're releasing it for like 1 day only in theaters. Like
how old is the movie X? Is that an older movie or is it new?
It came out last year.
Oh, okay.
So
they just made the premise.
But yeah, it looks cool because
I hadn't heard of it. That's why I'm asking, like, if it's an old movie. But you said Amy Smart, so it can't be that old.
It's meant to look like super old style, like a 70s and 80s style, like slasher movie. That's why I'm like,
we have plenty of movies to talk about. So we have a plethora of stuff we can.
Well, I need to find out what that clip was that I saw of. What did I tell you that? Where it looked like it was a spider or something. Was it Paul Rudd I was telling you? Who was I telling you the actor was?
It was a movie with a spider in it?
Well, I think. Like, he was talking to his wife, and she just, like, didn't answer him, and she walked away, and he was, like, looking for her, and he went into a room to find her, and then all of a sudden, like, this creaturey-looking thing.
Oh, you're talking about Enemy with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal. Yes, not Paul Rudd. Yeah. Right.
That is a weird fucking movie. It's called
Is
Enemy.
She a spider? What is she?
I'm like, I don't know. I've only seen stuff about it. All I know is that it was like 2 versions of Jake Gyllenhaal, and then and the ending is like him trying to find her and then goes into a room and then it turns into a spider and he just stares at it. So I'm like, what?
Yeah, I thought it was a spider. The clip was so quick I couldn't tell what it was.
Yeah, it's a giant spider. Then
because I tried to Google like Jake Gyllenhaal spider, I could get with Spider-Man or something.
Yeah, I'm giving away the ending, but that's what the ending of the movie.
Looking on Wikipedia, it's considered a psychological drama.
Yeah, it's
so I don't think it would be.
Wasn't there a movie called Tarantula or something? Or
There's Arachnophobia.
No, not Arachnophobia.
I have no idea, Mom.
I mean, I can't watch any. I mean, I watched Arachnophobia and about had a heart attack watching it, so I can't really watch spider movies. But
The Fly is a horror movie, but it can be considered sci-fi. I mean,
it's
like a sci-fi horror, pretty much.
Like a sci-fi horror,
body horror. That would be like a good body horror movie.
Like we could go back in the depths of shit, because we're talking about doing George Romero stuff on here too.
Yes.
Like Day of the Dead and Night of the Living Dead and
Oh
stuff
man,
like that.
I can't wait.
But you've
until we
also
do
got
those.
Reanimator we can talk about on
Oh
here.
yeah, Reanimator too. There's like so many good
You guys
horror
in
movies that we could talk about though. We could talk about this
They're
shit
all horror.
for
There's
all
all
night.
types of horror shit we can talk about. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's just you know, this is our 21st episode of this.
Yeah. And which is
So
crazy.
we got tons we can talk
so
about on
what's
here.
it called? Can we do comments on the website? Know that we're doing like we have a website that Jeremy got updated or upgraded, whatever, however you say it. It's renovated and looks like way better than it was before. Now, like, it would be cool if, like, I don't know for sure if you could do it, but like, you could add comments if there was any horror movies that you want us to cover. Just leave a comment down there if you can. I don't know if you can. Otherwise, you
either
can hit
that
us up
or
on our
just hit our
Facebook and all
page
that
and
stuff.
leave comments or on Instagram or
Yeah,
anything
pretty much
like
You can
that.
send an email through the
stuff.
website too.
And we got TikTok,
Well, yeah, but
all
you
that
have to
shit.
be subscribed and all that other stuff. I don't have like everybody's emails.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, well, they're blog posts. I'd have to look to see if I can set up commenting on it or not. But
that's what I'm saying.
Maybe it's a question we
It was
asked
just
or a poll I put up on the
thing
website or
anyway.
something.
I just came out with it, so I was just like, I didn't. Whatever. I mean, like, I was
Pull
just
that right out, Josh.
Huh?
No, but we
pulled that right out.
polls on Facebook, but you know, our Facebook audience isn't huge. So, but if we grow that, then
yeah,
we could be good. But
yeah, but anyway, it's still talk about a bunch of
yeah,
movies.
I
At
mean,
least
from that
Black
standpoint, I
Phone,
think,
baby.
yeah,
Black
I think
Phone.
I think this episode's coming to a close, and we look forward. I hope you guys enjoyed. For anybody that stuck it out for the 36 minutes that we actually talked, I hope you guys enjoyed.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And like I said, in the next episode, we'll talk about the Black Phone, and then after that, we'll play it by ear. It'll either be Hocus Pocus or the Halloween Ends movie or something else. We'll talk about it then. But for all of us at the Heart of Geek, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Screen Creeps, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.